All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming today. Today we're going to talk about the topic of shift. Now I can see about 77 people in this room. Now I just want to really good to see all of you. Just want to do a small engagement session. Now, how many of you here already got your first jab? Now, if you got your first jab, please comment below and let me know. If you got your first jab, you type 1. If you got your second jab already, you type 2. Now, if you haven't got anything yet, you type 3.5. Let me see. Wow, a lot of people got 1 already. Let me see. Wow, okay. So KW Malaysia regional team haven't got yet 3.5. Wow. Okay, some people really 3.5. Don't worry. Please wait patiently. I believe your turn will come. Continue to update your My Sejahtera, check with someone else whether you do it correctly, and I hope you get your vaccination. All right. So first of all, I understand that some of you here are from Market Center 1, 2, 3, and some of you here are from a different agency, and I do have some guests here. So I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Jonathan Kuek. I'm from Market Center 1, Damansara Perdana branch. And I'm also the KW faculty trainer to talk about lead generation. And today we want to talk about this book, called Shift. As I was preparing this, I do call it training. I've done a few lead generation training already. I thought today I just want to do a little bit more about sharing, what are the things that you do differently before FMCO and after FMCO? We are still doing lead generation, but what are the new ways that you are doing right now? So as I'm going through this book, Tactic 4, I think total about 30 over pages. And I realized if you have this book, if you go to this page 49, right, it talk about find the motivated lead generation. And I really resonate to what you say, find the motivated lead generation, because a lot of people sometimes they over focus on the quality lead without knowing the market has shifted dramatically. All right. And we are still doing we're still using the old ways to run our business. Every one of you here feel that the market has changed, the world has changed, but the way we do business have not changed yet. So the topic today, I just thought I want to share how we shift our business, how we change, what are the ways that we are doing today. So the tactic number 4, finding the motivated, is one of the fundamental topic that we want to talk about in any kind of business, real estate business, food business, whatever business that you're doing this moment. Everyone need to find motivated leads. Now, when the market change, right, one of the things that we can observe from the market is the motivation, the buyer's motivation also change. The buyer's motivation also change. So what we need to do is to change with it, shift together. So the topic today we want to talk about, number 1, is to stop doing what doesn't work. Let me repeat that again, is to stop doing what doesn't work. Number 2, as we are in this situation right now, the market situation right now, is to figure it out what works for your business. So number 1 is to stop doing what doesn't work. Number 2 is to figure out what works for your business. Number 3, don't wait for your prospect to look for you. Don't wait for your prospect to look for you. Now, I believe many of you here that would 100% agree with me. 100% agree with me. We have more supply than demand at this moment. All right. Our leads are getting lesser and lesser. The supply is getting higher and higher because there are more people want to sell. And lastly, we want to talk about is to find a new ways to do lead generation. All right. And also today, it is definitely my great honor to have two speakers with me. One is Mary and one is Tang. And I will at later end of the session, maybe the last 30 minutes, I will interview them and also have a conversation with both of them and understand how they run their business during this season of time. All right. So cool. Now, so before I go deep into this topic, I thought we really want to understand the market we are in today. We really, really want to understand the market we are in today. Now, further to the announcement by Jonathan Lee, right? You know, yesterday he mentioned this. The pain that you and I are having today is that number one, we are not allowed to view property. Correct? Now, how many of you here can view property? Can you tell me? How many of you here, you can go out there and view property? Can you? Or you cannot view, or you're not allowed to do that? I believe most of you cannot go out and view property, right? And number two, we are getting lesser and lesser leads. So these are the pain point that we are having. And number three, now, how many of you here, your client tell you that, hey, the market now is really bad? The market now is really bad. How many of you have this? That your client tell you this, the market now is really bad. Now, if you have, maybe you type 1 and let me know. The client come and tell you that the market is really bad, you know? Pass tissue. All right? And they tell you that people are losing job. Do you receive all this? Now, if you receive this kind of feedback, people are losing job, comment below and let me know. I'm going to share with you how do you respond to them. You know, can only Google Map. Cannot view property, but can Google Map. Wow, awesome. Yeah. Now I believe a lot of as we are doing lead generation at this moment, we receive this kind of leads. They will tell you, hey, John, the market is really bad now. Please don't sell property. People are losing job at this moment, you know. And when you look at your lead generation platform, right, or social media, you're getting lesser and lesser leads. Nobody visit your ads. Nobody go to your website and just nobody register. And your cost per lead is getting higher. And then the leads are not motivated. I just want to tell you, if you're having this problem, right, you're not alone, because you and I are having this problem. Now, I just want to highlight this one thing. The market is not bad. I just want to highlight this. The market is not bad. There are people out there, actively looking for property. Now, why do we think that the market is bad, right? Why do we think the market is bad? It's because we can't go out there and show property. I think you and I have client ready to show, but just that right now we cannot travel. There is a restriction. So we have to be very clear that it's not about the market is bad, it's just that we cannot go out. So if FMCO and EMCO lifted out, right, I believe the transaction will happen. I believe the market will be active again. All right. So the question is, do we really prepare ourselves after FMCO? The question is, the potential client that you have right now, they want to see, but it's just that they cannot see. Are you building relationship and rapport during this season of time? And when the FMCO is open out, right, it is lifted, they will go and view the property together with you, or they will view with someone else. I just want to let you know this. The client that you have right now, the client that you have on your hand or in your database, somebody is talking to them also. Someone else is talking to them. So the things that we want to do during this FMCO is really build rapport with them. Yep, like what the person say here is maintain a good relationship with them. All we need to do right now is to really prepare ourselves and maintain a good relationship with them. All right, using Zoom to build the property at this moment, 100% correct. That's what we are doing right now. In fact, I would strongly encourage everyone should do this right now. Every single one of you. I remember, I think a few days ago, I was talking to one of my partner. You know, I say if primary market we can sell property using Zoom, right? Why secondary market cannot? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Maybe you want to answer me. Then I find myself wondering, if auction property can be done online, can we do something about it for secondary market? For the sub-sale listing that you have? I'm not too sure, because I understand that auction property right now can be done online. I'm not too sure about the secondary market. All right, so this is the things that I want to highlight. And the problem that you and I have is not just real estate industry. I think all industry are facing this, and I'm always very grateful that we are in property market. I'm really very grateful we are in property market, because we can, if we can find the direction, we can find ways to change the way we do business. All right, I think we will find a way out and see hope. So what happened is, today I just want to give you some structure and also share with you how we run our business today, and see whether we can get some inspiration and implement in your business. Now, a few things that I want to show to you for the fundamental. I'm not too sure everyone can see this. I moved to a different house, so I don't have a flip chart here. I will need to find ways to bring the flip chart to this house. Now, I'm not too sure how many of you can see this. Now, if you can see this, please type 3. Let me know. If you can see this, please type 3. Okay. Now, I just want to share with you about this. This is, now, everyone know this. When we talk about MREA, Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Okay, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, MREA. You know, in our business, it's all about lead, listing, leverage. Lead, listing, leverage. You and I understand this. But the question is, are we going very, very deep into this? All right. So when we talk about motivated leads, right? When we talk about motivated leads, right? We are talking about the seller, motivated seller. At the same time, we are talking about motivated buyer. Now, I understand many of you here are doing a secondary market. A secondary market. Can you describe to me how does a motivated seller looks like? Can you comment below and let me know, how does a motivated seller looks like? Comment below and let me know if you are in secondary market. How does a motivated seller looks like to you? You need to sell yesterday, 100% correct. Really want to cash out. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, willing to reduce price, 100% correct. Shift price according to the market. Call every day. Now, so, okay, sense of urgency. Now, so how does a not motivated seller looks like? How they will talk to you if they are not motivated? How they will talk to you? I can wait. Absolutely correct. What else? Call me later. Think I like this. Okay. They're WhatsApp only. Okay. What else? They are not motivated at all. They are not motivated at all. They are not motivated at all. So they will say they are not in a rush. How many of you receive this? I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing to sell. Wait and see. Okay. Not negotiable. Okay. Now, what I want to tell you is that, when we are in this situation right now, if you are having listing, meaning to say, I don't know where's my paper now. Okay. If you're having listing, this part, if you have a lot of listing that is not quality listing, and your seller is not motivated, and if you don't do anything about it, my advice to you is that you quickly look for the next one. If you're here still servicing them, right, still helping them to sell the property, I think you are adding a lot of challenges on your shoulder to help them. You are adding a lot of challenges to shoulder to help them. So the number one thing is that if you're doing sub-sale right now, all you need to do is to look at all the listings that you have right now and categorize them. Grade 1, Grade A, Grade B, Grade C, and Grade D. And I want you to pay 80% of your attention, your time, and your effort, and your money on the Grade A listing. I'm not asking you to forget about them. I'm not asking you to forget about them or they are not motivated. Maybe they are not motivated at this moment. They will be motivated 3 months later, 4 months later, 5 months later. I do not know. Okay? But your attention, your money, your focus, your time, and your effort and your energy should be a great one. So how does a motivated seller looks like? Just now, all our colleagues list down here below. You know, the quality listing is good. They're willing to adjust the price. All right, they're willing to adjust the price, and they're very motivated to sell because they want to cash out, and they are able to explain to you. All right, I'm not too sure. I think we have done one session called need analysis. All right, meaning to say really understand why the seller want to sell. All right, if you're not able to sell the property for the next 6 months, are you okay? If this, I'm all right. If I'm not, if I can't cash out my property, I can't sell my property in the next 6 months, I'm all right. Then why do you want to put so much effort to help the seller to sell? You know, if the price is not correct, all right. If the seller say in 6 months time, I really need to cash out because I need this money, all right. So I remember we have done once a need analysis conversation. I think if I'm not mistaken, the next shift tactic, William will talk about pricing strategy. I think this one everyone should attend and probably learn some script and the dialogue in this session. So this is number one. Number one is to find a motivated seller. If you're having listing, they're not motivated. See, your seller are not motivated to sell. They should not be your priorities. That should not be your priorities. If 80% of the listing are like this, quickly do something about it. Number two, you want to find a motivated buyer. I think a motivated buyer respond to the message that you put on the internet. I think the motivated buyer respond to the price that in the location that you advertise. I think number two thing is that I want to highlight is, let me see. Now I want to highlight is that the problem is that every time when we want to reach out to a potential client or when we do lead generation, the people will say, hey, you know, just now as I mentioned, don't sell me anything, you know, please show some concern for those people who don't have food. Don't sell me anything, people right now are losing job and the market is bad, all right? I want to share with you how we should counter that and want to fix the mindset a little bit. Now, the thing is, we want to acknowledge that people out there are losing job. Okay, we want to acknowledge that people out there are losing job. I have concern for them. Number two, we want to acknowledge, and I agree that people out there don't have food to eat. I agree with that. And I also want to acknowledge that the market right now is bad. That's exactly why you and I are here today, to talk to the seller and talk to the buyer. Now I want to ask you this question. Do you find more good deal during bad time or during good time? You find great deal during good time or during bad time? Comment below and let me know. During bad time, right? So when someone tell you this, hey, John, the market is really bad, all you need to respond is that's exactly why I'm here today, to introduce you a good opportunity to buy, or to introduce you a property that's worth buying, because you only get good deal or great deal during bad time, not so much about good time. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, when people say, hey, don't sell me anything, you know, people are losing food. People don't have food to eat, you know. Now, there are two things that we provide in this industry. If you are able, number one, for those who don't have food to eat, we provide food for them. That's number one. Number two, for those who need investment opportunity or buy property, we provide investment opportunity to the seller. So don't mix to this buyer or seller. So don't mix this together. When someone say, hey, people don't have food to eat, they try to influence you, try to make you feel negative, right? All right, so don't mix this together. People who need food, we provide food to them. But my specialty is to provide investment opportunity to the people. And I want to tell you this, if wealthy people right now, they are paying attention to the market. Wealthy people right now, people who have money, they are paying attention to the property market. The thing is that, are we active enough to reach out to them? So we as a professional real estate agent, or we call it a real estate negotiator, I just want to tell you this, it's your responsibility and my responsibility to make the seller understand why they should sell the property right now and price it correctly. Let me repeat that again. It's your responsibility and my responsibility to educate the seller why they should sell the property right now and price it carefully and correctly. That's number one. Number two, it is also your responsibility and my responsibility to tell the buyer right now why they should buy the property now. Okay? Now, tell me, the interest rate that you are having right now, is it high or low? The interest rate that you are having right now, is it high interest rate or low interest rate? What is the interest rate right now? What is the interest rate right now? Comment below and let me know. What is the interest rate right now that you are having? Very, very low, right? Okay, 2.9, 2.85. I've seen the lowest 2.85. I've seen 2.9, 2.95, and 3. It is the lowest in the last 20 years. All right, 3.3 is the highest, 2.1. Okay, you heard the next OPR down is coming very soon. Guys, I really see great opportunity. That is the reason, that is exactly when the market is bad. That's exactly why we are here, to educate the buyer you should buy now. Let me explain to you. Government incentive is coming. HOC, sorry, government incentive is here. HOC is here. The interest rate is here. Developer giving a great financing package, and the price is good. So the thing is that sometimes we are not here to sell them. We are here to educate them. Do you know why they are not motivated? It's because nobody educate them. Do you know why nobody educate your seller and buyer? It's because we are also very confused about the market. So the thing is that we must really understand the market that we are in today, so that we have knowledge and we understand. No, if the seller and buyer understand the market better than you, right, you have a problem. You have a problem. So if we are able to educate the buyer and seller, the market we are in today, and advise them and educate them why you should sell right now and price it correctly, and why you should buy now is because of what, I think once they are very clear about this, they will be motivated. They will be motivated. So this is things that I want to highlight to you. So the question is, are we doing enough to educate the seller and to educate the buyer? Are we doing enough to educate the seller and educate the buyer? Sometimes it's not about picking up the phone and call the seller and ask them to buy now. Now, let me tell you this, if you are able to do transaction during this season of time, fantastic. Treat it like a bonus, treat it like a bonus. I'm really happy for you if you're able to do transaction at this moment during this season of time. Treat it like a bonus, all right? But if every time when you make call and ask people to buy property, they will be very scared, But what happens if you make call and share about the property market situation that we are in today? Will they be able to help them? I'm not here to sell, I'm here to share about good news. Do you know that I think potentially, based on your feeling, I think I read a few articles that OPR is going to drop. If I don't know, based on what they can read the article, send the article to the client and have a conversation with them. All right? Some care call is very important during this season of time. So sometimes during FMCO and EMCO, having a good conversation with your client is considered a lead generation. Having a good conversation with your client is part of lead generation. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so this is the things that I want to highlight. So the question is, are we doing enough to educate our buyers and also seller? Okay, So if they really understand, if they really understand the market that they are in today, and they are able to do it, it's fantastic. Now I want to back to this motivated leads again. I want to back to this motivated leads again. All right, which is seller and buyer. Right, there are three things that I want you to pay attention to. Number one, every time when you talk to the seller and also the buyer, you have to identify these three things. Number one, are they willing to sell or willing to buy? Number two, are they ready to sell or ready to buy? Number three, are they able to sell or are they able to buy during this season of time? Motivated buyer, motivated seller. If you have a customer who is willing to buy and ready to buy, but they just lose their job, they cannot get loan. How? I think your advice to them is you shouldn't look for a property, you should look for a job first. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so that's the things that I want to highlight. Okay, so this is part one. All right. So part two is to figure out what works for you. I just want to share with you over the last during this FMCO. I think we've done about 8 sales during this FMCO and EMCO. And let me tell you, all the transaction, all the booking that we have collected is through Zoom. All the booking and I've never thought about this before. I remember my first Zoom, we spent a lot of time preparing the content and see how to run the event and spend a lot of time in white client here. Surprisingly, I just want to tell you the figure. Surprisingly, we've done about 4 Zoom already. Every Zoom is about 40 people, 60 people, 80 people, and the highest that we have is 106 people in this room. Now, I found myself wondering, is the market is really bad, right? How come I have 100 people in this room? If the market is really bad, I won't be having 100 people in this room. And that is Bangsa project, you know. The pricing is about close to 1 million to 1.4 million. And also somewhere velocity too. So these are the things that we do, and every week I have virtual event. And in fact, I find it a lot more effective than a physical event. I don't think when the FMCO lifted out, I can group 50 people in my show unit. I can't do that. But I can do it at Zoom. So what happened is my model has changed. It's become a virtual base and physical enhanced. Even though FMCO is lifted out, it's okay. I will continue to do it virtually and then bring the client to see the show unit physically. So these are the things that we do. And one thing is I want to highlight, almost 80% of our sales, right? Almost 80% of the sales come from SOI during FMCO. Now, let me explain to you what is SOI, sphere of influence. Or I call it your contact number, your family and friends, and your relative, and anyone that you know, or your past database. For example, some of you in this industry for many years already, okay, you have done maybe project A, project B, and project C, and you have generated some leads. Or maybe you are in sub-sale for about 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. You have done some transaction. And you revisit them and introduce an investment opportunity for them to invest. Okay, so these are the SOI. So we realize that almost 80% of our sales come from SOI. So later today, I will interview 2 ladies who have done sales through our Zoom-in. And the thing is that the sales are from SOI. So the things that I want to highlight the most here right now to all of you here, I want to highlight and emphasize, and I want you to pay attention to, is that your SOI is your greatest asset. Your sphere of influence, your contact. But the thing is that we are not going deep enough. We've been talking about, having, keep in touch with your contact database, keep in touch with your seller and your buyer. We've been talking about that, but we are not going deep enough, I realize. So what happened is one of our Asian, they touched base with the SOI with the university school friend, secondary market. I'm not too sure about primary market, I'm not too sure about kindergarten, you know. If you can touch base with your kindergarten friend, fantastic. All right. And also friend and relative. Are you going deep enough? And also the community that you are in today. I'm not too sure. All right. And also the neighborhood that you are in today. Will they be able to, you know, introduce, be a great asset to your business? I'm not too sure. Will you be able to, will you be a resourceful to them? I'm not too sure. I think this SOI, we should spend time and go deep into that. And I want to emphasize that. All right. So today I thought I want to take this opportunity and have a conversation with these two ladies and want to ask them to share about, you know, how they touch base with the SOI and what happened, how they managed to close the deal, and how's the SPA converted. So is Mary and Chris there? Would you mind to unmute yourself and say hi to everyone?
Hi, I'm Mary from MC1.
Hi Mary, you are a bit soft there. Can you speak a little bit louder?
Okay, hi, I'm Mary from MC1.
Hi Mary, thank you for joining me. Where is Chris?
Hi everyone, I'm Chris from MC1 too.
Wow, thank you. You know, it's definitely my great honor to have both of you here in this room. I know I need to talk to you a long time only can get you in this room, you know. But I know your sharing today will help a lot of people, you know, because your closing have inspired me a lot, and I believe it will inspire a lot of people out there. So maybe I interview Chris. Chris, would you mind to quickly introduce yourself and let everyone know, and how long are you in this industry?
Okay, hi, can you guys hear me well?
Yep, can speak a bit louder. Yeah.
Is this better?
Yep, this better.
Okay, hi. Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Chris Tang because there are a couple of Chris in our company. And I joined Britfield way back in 2019 under the late Mr. Tang. And I joined after my company closed shop and I was jobless. So I have no experience in the industry. I was an office worker serving tea. So when I Googled and found out about Redfield and they provided training at that time, I decided that's the place I needed. So that's where I came from. It's been 2 years. I started in 2019 as stock sale because I didn't know what to do. Just the traditional way with friends. Then in 2020, I decided to join you, John, because I thought, you know, I want to learn more with property, with projects. Then when 2020 came in, just when I was beginning to learn about project, COVID also came in. So I had a whole 9 months of sitting through the COVID until now.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Okay,
You know,
welcome.
what about Mary? What about Mary? Can you introduce yourself and how long have you been in this industry?
Okay, I actually joined about the same time with Chris, also towards the end of 2019, but I wasn't doing it full time. I was just treat it as a part time. Actually, I treat it as a learning, something that I want to learn. You know, maybe in future I will sell my own house. So I'm thinking like initially. So I wasn't really serious until MCO, and then I can't do much. You know, probably I was thinking, okay, I should be, you know, start to, since I have more time. I should start to learn bit by bit. I'm a slow learner actually, and I like to do things, you know, like more relaxed way. If so I honestly I don't call customers daily. I only try to in my list of my friends and my relative, I try to see who is maybe, you know, who is interested in buying house, or maybe in investing or selling their house. Then probably, or I happen to know that they have property to sell or rent, I would actually contact them. Over the years, actually I don't really uh, keep contact with my relatives much. So now that, you know, probably is a time for me to actually find a way to actually reach out to them, talk to them, share with them, maybe uh, enjoy a good time. That's all. Because I am not that type that actually call them and ask, hey,
Mm,
um, I'm in property, which they will start asking me, hey, you mean you left your company already? Yeah, then I will, you know, I don't know what to say. So probably, it's time for me now, like, maybe to get in touch with them, talk to them more. Even my customer that I closed the deal for Bangsa, actually I talk to her maybe twice in a year.
mm.
Maybe Chinese New Year, I'll send her a WhatsApp message, or maybe on her birthday. That's all.
Mm.
Which I think is not enough lah, because she's not a friend. She's also a relative to me.
All
So
right. So Mary, I understand that for this Bangsa project, right? You brought this client to our Zoomina, and
mhm,
also understand that you close this deal virtually and
mhm,
also convert this deal virtually. Now
mhm,
you haven't brought any client to Zoomina before. I just want to understand. So
mhm.
how do you reach out to your SOI, and how many do you reach out, and how do you bring them to Zoomina, and what happened after that?
I actually, if I happen to know that she's actually looking for to buy to invest actually in Malaysia. So I WhatsApp her, and then I WhatsApp her call because she's in Singapore. So start talking. I don't know what I have talked to her also, because I was like quite shy actually. Don't know how to, say Then we say CC also must, say, cannot be like going around the bush, like for nothing, right? So at the end, I actually bring myself to ask her, would you be interested in joining this Zoom meeting that for Bangsa project? So she said, okay, what? Okay, send me the Zoom link or whatever. Then she said, uh, that I know that she will definitely forget. So I remind her in a nice way also, because I don't want to make it like, because all these years my job is like customer come to me. Now it's like I need to go and look for my customer. I mean, I was really lucky lah in the past so many years. Or they, if they want to buy mannequins, they surely work for me. I mean, good
Mm,
quality mannequins. Yeah. So
mm,
I mean, I'm blessed now. I don't really need to go out and ask for customer. So now it's like I need to find a way to do it. My way.
mm,
I feel comfortable, and then the customer also feel comfortable. Talking to me. So
mm.
I say, just come and um okay lah, come and see lah. I mean, I say it like as if like like even though she's so much older, I treat it like just asking my friend.
So you are not selling, but you are giving just an invitation, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's the motive that you have right now, right? So you're not selling, but you are giving invitation and ask your SOI to the Zoom. Now remember, your client told you that I will only be there for 5 minutes, but then what happened after that?
then she stay until the end of the Zoom Mina, which I'm
Mm,
surprised now, because she keep on stress when I asked her to join the Zoom. Mina, she always stress that I'm gonna be there like maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. She's like not only once, say 2 or 3 times. It's like trying to tell me, see how lah.
Yeah.
mm,
So I'm glad lah, actually she
I
stayed. I
see.
don't know, there must be something that you all present, that really attract her. So
Right. Interesting, Mary. So now my understanding is that so when you reach out to your SOI and you don't want to present yourself like you are selling something to them,
yeah,
but you are just giving an invitation. So if they come to you, Mary, are you trying to sell me anything? No, I'm not selling. I'm just giving you an invitation to attend the Zoomina, correct? All right, cool, interesting. Now, Chris, I ask you this question. So maybe you can share a little bit. How do you reach out to your SOI, and how do you touch base with them? Because I also understand that you actually brought one client to Zoomina, and then sales happened. Congratulations. So can you share a little bit more about that?
Okay. I think I was a bit more lucky. The client that I brought to the Zoom was rather unexpected. I didn't actually expect her to be there. I was actually helping her with her semi-D in Ampang. And again, as I said, MCO, I met her only in 2020. We only meet once a year for Chinese New Year to have lunch together. That's it. And it's a once a year meeting. So during that once a year meeting, as usual, we catch up and I said, what's the latest that I'm doing? And she said, oh, I have a semi-D that I want to sell, but right now, it's tenanted, it's not ready. So when it's ready, I'll let you know. So that was it. So lo and behold, when I think the tenant left sometime before MCO, and she contacted me, but then it's MCO, and I couldn't do anything. So during the first MCO, then we had a time we had CMCO or RMCO. I also forgot what CO already. Then you say, okay, quickly come out, and I just hang up my banner because I don't do a whole lot of soft sale. And she was very kind to let me hang up my banner. And from there, again, some kind of MCO came into the picture again, and I couldn't show. For a few weeks, I was able to show, and I was most fortunate to work with a lot of agents also within Whitfield, like Hashfi, Norain, Nizam, and different people. And but it was challenging because we were not able to get close to the price that the seller wanted. So on and off. And then until eventually this year, we had a decent offer, and we managed from an outside agent, we managed to co-broke and concluded it. Just before we were supposed to sign everything, FMC to the picture again. And I couldn't get the check, couldn't do a lot of things. So it was like delay. So throughout this process of after getting the offer, the 3% booking fee for the semi-D, and following through, we were chatting. So in between, when things opened up, we were just trying to do things, a lot of things virtually. We were chatting, and I was keeping her updated on what's happening about the sale. So on one of the chat, because before that she was asking, what is the property market like? And I kept sharing about the property market and the different property that the company is marketing. She stays in Ampang area, and I even introduced Michelle's project to her, the pavilion. And she said, oh, okay, and all that. And then I was sharing about Bangsa, and she said, oh, I didn't know Bangsa got projects. And they said, yeah, do you want to come and listen? I said, yeah, sure, send me the link. And that's how I did it. I sent her the link.
So you sent her the link, then she joined the
She joined,
Zoomina,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
She also
Cool.
told me the same thing like Mary said, I may not be able to stay because I have to do, but she stayed the whole time.
All right, interesting. The project must be very good, or the presenter
Yeah,
must be
you
very
guys did a
pretty.
beautiful job. Yeah, very good job.
All right, that's the whole BHP team. They did a fantastic job. I'm
Fantastic
just
job.
hoo-ha here only, right? But I'm so glad that both of you managed to close the deal. Now, can you share with us that you brought the client to Zoomina, and then clients stay until the end? So how do you close the deal after that? Because we have never done this closing before. I
Yeah.
think the new way of closing is very different. So how do you close the deal, Chris?
I think it's the team that did a fantastic job, the way they put it, because as you say, they weren't selling, and they were just sharing, and they made another private kind of thingy. They say, if you want to know more, we will have an appointment. I think we had to fill in the timetable, and I think Mike was impressed with the project, and straight away she go and sign up for an appointment with Ashlyn. But Ashlyn said, no, that time is booked. That made her even more kanjiong.
Okay.
So thanks to the team who said, okay, since that we will try to slot in. So we work until really very late that time, at 6 p.m. I think, and we work until 9 or something. And the team back up, and they really answered all the questions, because then the husband asked a lot of technical questions. But the team, they did a great job. I think Chris Lim and Ashlyn together. Yeah, so I actually didn't close the sale.
Right, they do it. Well, awesome to hear that. Thank you for sharing, Chris.
Okay.
Mary, what about you? After the Zoomina, what happened? So how do you close the deal? And the client is from Singapore. Oh my God.
And I start to ask, I want to find out that, is it the smaller unit or the bigger unit that she's looking at? So finally, ding dong here. Then she say, okay, get me the 978 square feet one. And when time to pay for the deposit, there's a problem because she doesn't know how to do online booking. So I help her by asking the nephew to do the online transfer on behalf of her. And then because want to get her to book, place the deposit as soon as possible to get the unit that that she wants. So I actually propose a few, the bigger size, the smaller size, the pricing, the facing, you know. Actually, it was quite easy lah. I can see that she also like want to do it quickly also. Okay, okay, okay. Just book for me, something like that. So it was quite smooth for me. Yeah.
Right, very interesting. So this Singapore client, you actually keep in touch for a long time. You didn't really touch base with them, but it's like 1 year only you touch base 1 or 2 times only, right?
At most Christmas time long, wish her Merry
Right.
yeah.
So after your client book, and so can you share a little bit? So during this season of time, the client cannot come to Malaysia, cannot see the house, and how they sign the SPA.
Okay. Then Chris y'all guide me through lah. Like tell the client that the lawyer will in charge will be getting in touch with them, and then before the S&P signing, they need to receive documents from the lawyer office. So once they receive the documents, we'll set a time together with the witness. From there they do a WhatsApp's video call.
Mm.
Lawyer will guide them through like pages, was quite easy. Everything is like get it done within half an hour. So any questions? I don't see any question they ask. It was like just sign, make sure every page is signed properly. Yeah, and then
Right.
that's about it lah. And then the client will send the document back to the lawyer office. Yeah. So,
Right. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Mary. Chris, now just want to clarify. You actually sold the semi-D, and then the seller buy another property from you.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought that she will actually buy a Bangsar project from you?
No, I thought if anything, I thought you would probably look at Ampang
Okay.
area
Okay.
because the family's from there. And I didn't
All
think
right.
she wanted to buy anything, but I just kept sharing.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Mary and also Chris. Your sharing really very interesting because when you close the deal, right, we always ask this question. So how did you get this buyer? You're not doing any marketing. You didn't advertise, but it's your own contact and it's your seller. For Chris, she was your seller before, and then now she become your buyer also, right? That's awesome. Now I just want to highlight to every one of you here, you actually have SOI like this. All right. I remember somebody asked me this question before. Hey, John, if I'm in this real estate and I don't have SOI, how? I don't have sphere of influence, how? Let me highlight this to you. Do you remember this one? What is the bottom word? Called leverage.
Leverage, yeah.
Please leverage somebody SOI. Please leverage somebody contact, work together with them, based on the referral fees or whatever, just create a win-win situation. If you don't have SOI, but you're very good at your property knowledge, you know that your presentation is good, you know that you can introduce a good investment opportunity to your client, then leverage on someone else. Whether it's your insurance agent friends, your banker, your unit trust, or your interior design friend, or your lawyer friends, they have contact. Don't underestimate the contact that you have. Now, there's one question here. Joanne asked, how sustainable is our SOI contact? In your opinion, do you think it will run out one day? I would 100% say this. The answer is you will run out your SOI. You will 100% run out your SOI for sure. So the thing is that you and I we need to do is that in my phone, I think I have easily about 6,000 contact in my phone, but not everyone will buy. But if I group them into grade A SOI, I will probably have only 100 of them. And then I will group B, group C, and group D. So you have to grade your SOI, and then pay 80% of that. So once we finish our SOI, right, all we need to do is always ask for business, ask for referral. Then of course you can't run away doing marketing. But then I realized during this FMCO, remember I told you this, focus on what works and stop doing what doesn't work. I'm not saying that marketing doesn't work. Marketing works, okay? But SOI is better at this season of time. SOI is better at this season of time. And I know that you have your SOI, but you just haven't fully go all out. All right, just need to go deep a little bit on that. And I believe for Mary, client from Singapore, I think if Mary really go deep into that, maybe she will get some referral. By the way, Mary, did you buy any cake for your client?
Yeah, I did. But
You did,
flip-flop, I did, because it seems that the seller I booked through Singapore, this website, yeah, they only send part of the, I bought her durian.
When are you going to send to my house?
Okay, you post your address here lah.
Okay, so everyone please post your address there. No, just kidding. Mary closed the deal already, so can send durian the SPA size.
Next time. Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, Yep, sorry, Mary.
Yeah, anyway, I want to thank you guys lah, especially also Oliver. He actually sent many things, lovely gift to my house, which is she sent Oliver. Yeah, I think he picked himself.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, so lovely.
Yeah.
Oliver sent cakes to your house. I've been waiting for durian. I've been waiting for cakes from Oliver, and I'm waiting for durian cakes. Right? So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Right. So any more questions? So Kelvin say Oliver owns many bread. Okay, yeah, correct, Kelvin. Yeah, right. Okay, any question you all want to ask these two ladies, or you want to ask me about this? All right. Oliver Jam Tart the best. Yes. I tell you, the next round, right, I'm gonna invite Oliver here, and maybe he can do a live baking. One of the regional training, Oliver live baking. All right. Now, so if there's no question, I want to quickly show this to all of you here. That Mary and Chris talking about the Zoomina event. This one is our next Zoomina event, Why Invest in Bangsa. It will be on this Saturday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So what happened is that right after our Zoomina, we'll quickly have one-on-one appointment with our client, and we will close the deal for them. And I think BHP team, they are really professional. They know how to talk to client. They know how to get the deal done and get the deal closed for you. And hopefully everything SPA can sign virtually. So you can take down this picture. We will send this to a BHP group. Now, if any of you haven't joined the group yet, right, you can actually contact me, because I understand that some of you here are not from Redfield. You can actually contact me. This is my contact number. If you want to know more, you can. This is my contact number, 017-220-7717. So you can save my number down and can contact me, and we can talk about real estate, we can talk about property, we can talk about Zoomina, or if you have a new way to run business during this FMCO, please tell me, because we are searching for a new way right now. All right. So that's all from me, and thank you, Mary and Chris, for your sharing, and really thank you so much. I will pass the time back to KW Malaysia regional team.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So thank you so much, John Kuek, Mary, and Chris for sharing. I'm sure it was very insightful and I'm hoping that everyone has learned something today. So this is the training calendar that we have for the rest of the week. As you can see, we are at Tuesday tonight. So we have another session tomorrow morning and another session on Thursday morning. So do attend these sessions if you find that these topics are something that is good for you during this time. Okay, if you are a guest, then please sign up using the Google form link that you see in the chat below. Now, as announced last night, Whitfield KW Malaysia is carrying out our own White Flag initiative, and we are highlighting the importance of mental well-being during this time. So these are actually the two different sessions that will be happening this week. Tomorrow night, we will have a session in Mandarin for those who are Mandarin speaking. And we have another session on Friday, which is in PM. So if you do know of anyone who, needs some help during this time, or even use this to even just touch base with your clients or even your friends and family, please do send them this poster. The link is in the chat box. Okay, please do send it. You don't know, you really don't know whose lives you might change just by sharing this with them lah. Okay, so another initiative that we are having is actually the White Flag Relief Fund. We are looking to support agents in need. So if you know of any other registered agents who are affected by the EMCO, please send them this Google link or take a picture of this QR code. Okay, no questions asked, your privacy is protected. We are looking to help people during this time, right? So this is not restricted for agents in Whitfield KW Malaysia. This is open to all registered rents who are affected by the EMCO. So in light of that, we are actually also collecting donations for the relief fund. Okay, so we have a goal to raise 50,000 ringgit for 250 families. Now, overnight, we just announced this last night. Within 24 hours, we actually have close to 140 responses on the Google form. Okay, so these are 140 agents and families whose lives we need to change. Okay, so since last night, we've collected a total of 9,930. Okay, but we are aiming for 50,000 by the end of next week. So we need all the help we can get to raise more funds to actually support these rents and their families. So if you can, during this time, help out, then please do donate to this relief fund. Okay, but if you know of someone who can actually help in this cause, then please also send these details to them as well. So in light of that, this week's touch points, there are two items. So the first thing is the poster. Like I mentioned, it shows the bar chart of what we have received so far and what we actually need. Okay, and the other touch point is actually yesterday's Power Mondays session. If you missed it, it was a powerful session with David Ong, our founder, and he talked about how he navigated through very, very difficult and very challenging times. So again, do share this with people you know. You never underestimate the power of a single message in touching someone's lives. Yeah, so that is the touch points that we are adding on for this week. And that is all the announcements we have from regional side. John, Kuek, do you have any last words?
Right, my last word is really thank you all of you here today listening to these two beautiful ladies. All right, and my last advice to you is be very, very active on social media. There are motivated seller and buyer out there, and please reach out to them. They are actively looking to sell. They are actively looking to buy. Talk to the right person. If you are talking to the wrong person, keep on telling you the market is bad, please advise them that's exactly why you are here, and then go and reach out to the right one. All right. With that, all the best to all of you. I wish you all the best. Really stay safe and stay healthy. I will see you again. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night. Bye.